Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Latin America Show. My name is Enrique Gelista, and it's a pleasure being tonight with all of you. And of course, well, we have prepared an extraordinary show for all of you with different surprises and different things that we have. Of course, if you have watched the video, well, you will know that, well, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the South Film Festival. Yeah, that is going to be something interesting that is coming, the South Social Film Festival. That is an event that is oncoming. So we're going to have Paola Melli, that she's the director, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what is this, what can we expect, what kind of activities you will expect to have there, and when it's going to be performed this event. Also, we are going to talk about tequila, and we are going to learn a little bit about tequila. What is the tequila? Where the tequila is coming from? What is the best way to taste it? And we have an expert that is a UK educator, that Oliver. He is going to be with us, and he's going to tell us a lot about these drinks. And of course, we would like to ask you that, well, if you have any questions, if you want to know more about tequila, if you want to know more about the South Social Film Festival, please let us know. And also, I would like to, and well, just to know where the audience they are based, because well, as I can see that well, there are some people that are connecting, and I would like to do the normal housekeeping, asking you to give us a like, to share this video, and of course to share with all your friends, to let them know that well, if they are interested or they are linked with Latin America, to come to the show. You can follow us in all our social networks. We are on Facebook, that well is this live stream, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. To be honest, we don't use a lot Twitter, but we have it anyway. And on the other side is like we have like YouTube, that well, all the previous chapters, all the previous episodes that we have spoken about different places of Latin America, we are going, you can see them there. And don't forget that well, if you subscribe, to put the bell there in order that you know every time, and also here on Facebook, put the bell that is at the right when you are seeing here that where we are broadcasting. There's a bell there, just put it that well, in order that you know every time that we're broadcasting something, you will receive a notification. So thank you to Abhijit that is already connected. And he's saying, well, good evening to everyone, to the Latin America show team. And of course, he's looking forward to know more about tequila. And well, now he's talking about the movie that is Tequila Sunrise. Nahida, well, she is here also. And well, who will have here? Gabriela Aguilera. So, well, thank you everyone for being here tonight with us. And remember to share this video. And well, it's like we are about to celebrate. Well, they are coming. Some celebrations from different countries, different Independence Day that we're going to have. And we are preparing the Latin America show. One of them that is going to be very interesting. And we are going to have a lot of surprises for you. And I'm talking about Colombia. So we have prepared in the Latin America show. If you are a salsa lover, or you know someone who is interested to dance with us, to share their skills, or if you're an amateur, don't worry. If you can participate and you can win extraordinary prizes that we have here in the Latin America show for you. It's very easy, and we have prepared the Salsathon 2021, where everybody is invited. So, well, it's like this is the first great Salsathon that, well, it's going to be the 20th of July, and we are going to celebrate the independence of Colombia in that show. And also, I would like to say thanks to the consulate of Colombia that they are supporting us with this event. And remember that, well, and the Colombian embassy too, that while they are supporting us with this one, you can get prizes. And how can you participate? It's very easy. All the bases of this contest, they are in the event section of the Latin America Show Facebook page. Yeah, you can see all of them. And basically, they are like very easy because, well, you only have to record a video dancing. Salsa is just like 1 minute video. And you have the opportunity to choose three different songs that our friends from La Mamba Negra, that I don't remember if you have watched them here in the show previously, we have some of their music that is really good. So you have the opportunity to choose track one, track two, or track three. Once you film it and you have the video, you can set it to the Salsathon 2021 at gmail.com and until the 12th of July of this year. And the 13th of July, we're going to upload all the videos on Instagram. So, well, it's like people, they are going to vote, they are going to give them like, and of course, the 10 videos who appears on well, that has more likes in our Instagram, they will have the opportunity to come to the final. So it's going to be quite simple. I don't know if I hear an echo or is me or it's like, no, it's only me. Okay. So I don't know where is that echo. But anyway, so it's like, it's very easy to participate. And also you can go to the YouTube. I don't know if you have to show the YouTube page, Roger, if you can help me. In the YouTube page, the Latin America show, they are the 3 tracks that you can use. You can choose one of them. And of course, dancing, they are like just around 1 minute each. So you can dance alone, or it could be a single dance, or it could be like with your partner, and all the basics there are there in the event. So it's very easy. Here we have all the music that, well, it's like you have the 3 different options that you can choose the best one. Just prepare your choreography and get ready to participate in this extraordinary event that we will have celebrating the independence of Colombia. So I think so that is mainly the housekeeping, and I will say hello to in Tower Bridge, Whitney Nochereno.
Hello, but not for long. I'll be doing the show from the States, yay, in the next few weeks, so it'll be fun. Welcome everyone. I'm really excited to talk tonight about film and tequila. And Abby G, Tequila Sunrise, not just a movie, a really great cocktail, or so I thought, that you should all try at some point. But yeah, let's just get started.
Brilliant, Whitney. So on the other side, in Clapham Junction, if not, well, he's going to get annoyed with me and he's going to tell me off. We have Roger Alarcón.
Hello, everyone. How are you? It's been a long week. A lot of things that happens. England is playing tonight in the TV and the other channel, but you can record it. Stay here in Latin American show. The last weekend we have England, Scotland. Well, that was 0-0, so it's good news for everyone. So everyone's happy. Another part, Father's Day as well. So it was very busy weekend, but we're here with another program. So stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Roger. And it's like, I think so it's time to go. I don't know if I have another housekeeping to do right now to say something else. I'm not pretty sure, but I think so. Let's go with Whitney Nochereno.
Yeah, and you can think about it during my segment because, you know, you and Roger never pay attention anyways.
Oh, come on. I always pay attention.
I'm kidding. Okay.
I always pay attention. You can, it's going to be a test or something?
Is it going to be what?
A test, a quiz or something that we have to pay
There's
attention?
going to be a question answer, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You know what? Now that you're saying about the quiz, it's something important. People,
yes.
You see that, well, I have more news for the audience with me. It's like, tonight, you can win, actually, 2 tickets for the South Social Film Festival. So, and each ticket is has a value around £35. So you can win these 2 tickets with the price of, with the value of £70 to go to this event. So remember, it's very easy in the Latin America show. And I know that Whitney also complains because I put a very easy questions.
No, the last time you put difficult questions.
Which one? Fa? That everybody answered fa?
Fa and the people. I like
which one?
from Ram. It was when Paladar came on. I wrote 3 magnificent questions as asked, and you only used one of them. Just say.
So in other words, he just saw the questions that I said. Oh, let me do mine.
Yeah.
You're very strict as a teacher. You're quite. I'm more relaxed. I want that people they win the prizes and all.
Not last time.
Well, last time the fa was like I was not expecting that people believe fa is like that. I know. Anyway,
you also expected people to listen the whole show. You got to do like one particular segment. The attention span is so short of adults, and even
normally I give hints during the show, so it's not very difficult. I don't know.
You do, yeah. But everyone be aware, in case the questions are difficult, start listening now.
That's why you're paying attention now. Yeah.
All right. So while you guys put your microphones on mute.
Yes, Paul.
All right. So last time, first of all, hello. Welcome everyone to Making Spanish Simple. And the last segment we talked about telling time. So we're just going to review a little bit of what we've done and build off that with some new expressions. So let's begin. I'm just pulling it up right now. So we talked about ¿qué hora es?, which is one of the ways to say what time is it. So let's start with the two verbs. It actually comes from one verb. The verb ser, to be, is what we use with telling time. And so you have singular expressions. So let's start with those. ¿Qué hora es? Or for example, es la una. It's one, whether it's AM, PM. We're going to get into that in a minute. Es el mediodía, which is noon. And es la medianoche, midnight. So those are the three expressions that are singular in time. Everything else uses son because you're talking about how many hours there are in a day. Okay. And also I know midnight and noon are 12, but it's a singular word. So it uses a singular verb. So from between 2 and 12, when you're not using the expressions noon and midnight, of course, you use the verb son. It's son las. And the reason it's las, and just the same as the reason it's una instead of uno, is because this is referring to la hora. Okay. So whenever referring to time, it's feminine. So our articles reflect that. And even though the number una, everything else is the same. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, y 12. All that stays the same. So again, singular from 1 p.m., noon, and midnight. Everything else is son las. So, por ejemplo, son las 2, son las 3, son las 4. Okay, so that's the first little bit. Okay, the second thing, building off that. A lot of the times my kids like patterns and formulas. So I always kind of use that, especially in lower level, just so they can get the rhythm of it. So again, anytime that you're talking about an hour from like 1 to 2, like before 2, whether it's AM or PM, it's es la, because it's 1 hour, and then la una y, and then whatever follows after. So if it's 1:10, for example, it's going to be es la una y 10. So anything past 1 is son las, and that's the formula. Same thing, plus number, okay, plus y, which means and. If it's not just like son las dos or son las cinco, if it's like 5:20, then it's son las 5:20. But if it was just 5, it'd be son las 5. So that's a formula we use. Again, the top one is just for the 1, anytime you're saying from 1 up until 2. And then all numbers 2 to 12 is son las. Okay, so that's the formula. So let's look at some of these. Now, on this page, we have not just the regular times that we talked about, like how to say it with the number plus number plus number, but the expressions like quarter past. So let's start with quarter past. So for 8:15, you could just say it the way I just said it, but in Spanish, son las 8:15. But if you want to say it's quarter past 8, which is the same thing, son las 8:15, because a quarter is cuarto, okay, and quarter of an hour is 15. Same thing with 8:30 below, or 8:30. So to say 8:30, son las 8:30, but to say 8:30, same thing, I know, son las 8:30, because it's media, that's the half of an hour, okay? And again, we're talking feminine. Okay, so now this is the new thing that we've done. We've built up to what we've done last episode. So what happens if you want to say 1/4 an hour? Now, there are 3 ways to do this. I'm going to teach you all 3 from most easy to most difficult, in my opinion. So you can say it just like you see it, 8:45. We're going to keep 8, that number. So it would be son las 8:45. Okay. However, if you could also say 1/4. And there are 2 ways to do that. Son las 9 menos 15. Now, okay, what's that? It's pretty much saying it's 9 minus 15. So you're doing math. You go up an hour and you subtract the difference. And 15 is also a quarter. So you could say son las 9:45. Okay, so again, you'd say at 8:45, son las 8:45, or 1:45, you either say, you up the hour to 9, son las 9:15, or -4, because menos means minus. And by the way, that's not just how you tell time with 1:45. You can use this from anything from 35 past the hour and up to subtract. So for instance, if I were to give you this picture above, it's 8:40, you could simply say son las 8:40, or again, you go up one number, which is 9, and subtract the difference, which is son las 9:20. Okay, so using this reference, you have two options for the picture below, and I'll get into AM and PM in 1 minute. And so just tell me qué hora es, and look at the example above and use one of those two methods and throw it in the comments, please. Okay. Okay. Now, while you do that, I'm going to just get into, okay, the next slide, which is AM and PM. So again, there are more than one way to use all of these, and I'm just giving you the most common. And for AM, you would normally say de la mañana. I've heard del día as well, but de la mañana. So that shouldn't be anything new. We've talked about la mañana before, or del día, which comes from buenos días. It's always el día, not la. And then for PM, okay, it could either be de la tarde or de la noche. So couple things. AM. Last thing I want to add, it could be de la madrugada if it's something like really early in the AM. Sometimes you might hear AM, PM, and just hear it used in Spanish, the letters. For de la tarde, it's typically, and this varies from wherever you go, but in my experience, de la tarde is what you would say until it becomes dark. And then from then on, you'd use de la noche. Okay, so let's look at your answers. I'm going to put up this question again, ¿qué hora es? And it's the image below. And let's see. I'm not seeing. Okay, yes. Okay, for the last image, guys, help me out here. Are you seeing? Garen Dancy said son las 9:20, but that was for 8:40. Enrique, I think it comes up a little bit more quicker on your computer. Is there any comment that indicates this time below? And if not, guys, just take an extra second. It's this picture at the very, very bottom, not at the top. ¿Qué hora es?
I'm on mute.
Whitney,
Yeah.
how can I say?
Son las 11:10.
Yes, I just saw it. Thank you. Son las 11:10. Perfecto. Because it's ¿cómo se llama? I can't even think right now. I can't even, it's 10:50. So it's 11, son las 11:11 minus 10 the 10. Or you could say son las 10:50 si quieres. And I didn't put an AM or PM. So yes.
O 10 para las 11.
Huh?
O 10 para las 11.
10 para las, yes. Like I said, there are other ways to say it. Of course. But that was the most common, not to confuse. Yes, Roger, do we have issues?
Yeah, the first image, I start to function in the morning. The second one, but yeah, I'm normal. But before night, just I'm not functioning at all.
I don't either, especially in the summer when some of us don't have to work. I definitely don't function before 10 a.m. Absolutely, I agree.
Anna's also is saying 11:10.
Yep.
And yeah, well, like Gabriela Aguilera, she's saying that, well, medianoche, it could be like 12 or the 24 hours or 0 hours.
So
like, yeah,
that's what I'm going to get to next time. I'm going to talk about time in military time as well to practice the yeah,
military, waking up at military time. No, that's not for me.
Well, thank you. But normally I don't do my lessons based on my students, whether they want to. If my students got to pick if they got to learn or not, I wouldn't teach anything all year.
8:40, Gabriela Aguilera is coming in.
Good. Yeah, that was the
8:40,
top
is
one. That's
person.
why I was a
Yeah.
little confused, but muy bien. 8:40 is the top one. Yes. Sorry, I should have specified in Spanish, like written how I wrote it. So I will give clear instructions next time. Thank you guys for participating. And that's it for the first part. The second part, I'm going to do something different. I'm not doing slang. So yeah, Enrique looks surprised. He doesn't know what I'm doing, so he can't spoil it. Before we move on, Roger has his hand up. Yeah.
Teacher, at what time you start to function in the mornings?
A las 10. Mínimo, mínimo, mínimo. Mínimo, mínimo. Los
10 in the morning.
Solo los veranos.
No. In a normal day.
I don't know. I have to be at work. Tengo que empezar a trabajar a las 8, así que a las 8 técnicamente, pero no.
Okay.
A las 9. Mínimo, mínimo.
Okay.
Depende del
And
día.
you, Enrique?
Me, well, it depends, but basically I start working 8:30, more or less.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's
So
kind of a
but
decent
I'm
one.
working from home, so at 8, waking
yeah.
up, taking a shower, and just going downstairs.
Yeah, let me amend.
My laptops.
I have to be ready to start by 8, meaning I'm up at 6 or 6:30. It's really fun.
Tell the truth, Enrique. You already have a printing of yourself. You put it in front of the computer. You put enter. You go back to the.
No, well, actually, I don't have a lot of video conferences, so it's like normally it's just like old. So yeah, but I need to attend and I need to understand what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay, 8:30 sounds nice.
How about you? Well, you already said Roger, but you said like in the morning, like 9, 10.
Yeah, no, I cannot function before 7. I can't function.
No way.
No,
I function barely, totally.
And don't worry to the audience. It's like, don't worry. The quiz is not going to be like, what time is it or something that is going to be.
No.
Like you have to make numbers and it's like, yeah, and you divide and later on sum the number that you were thinking and your age, etc. So it's going to be more simple than that. So
let's hope. Let's hope.
It's not going to be so sophisticated. And I want to say hello to Pamela Rollins, Gary Dancy, that they are watching us, Yaya Aguilera, I already said Abigi, Janet Cancino, Dominique, that is here also, Gabriela Aguilera, Elžbieta, I said, Hortensia Celis, Anna. So thank you very much, guys, for watching us. Remember to share this video with more people in order that they know what are we doing. Nahida. And also, there are more people watching us, but let us know that you are here and just say hello, at least, so we can see that you are watching us and share the video. It's like, it's not from God to be awake before 8 a.m.
Yes.
Gabriela, yes, of course, no, it's terrible. Yeah.
Anyway, it's because
and just interesting because you know what, you were saying something, Whitney, that was like when it's dark, that's why we're saying night or noche instead of tarde. And I think so in Mexico, normally we used to use tarde till 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
When you are mentioning 7, it's really weird that someone says in Spanish, 7 de la tarde. Normally we say 7 de la noche, 6 de la tarde. So it's the change that we have in Mexico. Normally. Yeah. Is the way
but not just but in other countries it definitely differs for sure.
Yeah, and that is like something that was like the way that we split it. Why? It's just because it sounds easier, I think. So
yeah,
it's not something that what we can say because it's like now, for example, here in London, that finally the sun is out. All the day it was cloudy. Now the sun is out at 8 o'clock with 20 minutes. So it's really good. And also just one thing that was like, for example, when we're saying night in Spanish, also it's more like, it's not like in other languages that when they are using night is because the day is over and you're going to go to bed.
Right.
It's like we use it normally. And also we say like, good night when you're arriving to a place. Like saying like it's weird, but it's because at night, so we would say that. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times too, when we start on the show, we'll say like good evening, good night, or buenas noches on the show. I've heard you guys use it. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And everything is relevant. I mean, a lot of my experience what I'm saying, like de la noche, and how that like can differ from de la tarde in some countries. Like some of that is Spain too. And I wanted to clarify, even though we are the Latin America show, that many people from like the UK have been to Spain as well, so they don't get confused, because they say de la tarde so until so late at night. So it's just different everywhere you go. Yeah.
Getting confused. Yeah. As well, it's like now that we have
You
more people
started.
here.
I didn't. I tried to make it nice and clear, but you know, that's okay. It's all good.
It's really clear. Yeah, crystal clear. Perfect with me. Thank you very much for that. Just as well, we have more people that well they are sharing with us. It's like all the salsa lovers. This is an announcement for all the salsa lovers. We have the Salsathon 2021 that the Latin American show, the Consulate of Colombia and the Colombian Embassy were organizing. And we would like that you participate with us. It's very easy. We have 3 different tracks on YouTube that you can choose in the YouTube, the Latin America show page. You can look for them. There are 3 different tracks there that you can, thank you, Roger, that you can choose one of them, and you just have to record a video dancing with your best choreography and send it to us to salsathon2021@gmail.com until the 12th of July. We're going to upload all the videos the 13th of July on Instagram, and we're going to ask you that, well, people, they vote, they give us a like on Instagram, or they follow us on Instagram, and also they give you a like. And people that they have more likes, they are going to come here, and we're going to have the final in the celebrating the Colombian Independence Day, the 20th of July, if I'm not wrong. Is that correct, Roger?
Yeah, that's correct. And then they need to give a like to the Latin American show and also to the band La Bamba Negra on their Instagram.
La Bamba Negra,
as well.
Our friends from La Bamba Negra, that's correct. Yeah. So, of course, well, all the base is about how you can participate. They are in the Latin America Show Facebook page, in the event, and also, I think, so Roger, you put them in all the different videos, so you can find all the details about how to participate and all the information that you require, how you can win, and also the prizes that we will have. They are there, but basically, it's very easy. You only have to choose one of these tracks, record you yourself, or well, you could be single, could be couple, whatever you want, and well, send it to us, and later on ask your friends to give you a like on Instagram. So remember that in the Latin American show, always we have prizes. So I know that well, there are a lot of people that they love the salsa, and I know that well, Hortensia that is here, I know it's like a no, la mamba negra, no la bamba, la mamba negra. That's correct, Hortensia. Yeah. Did I say la bamba? Oh, oops,
yes. I wanted to correct that, but yes, you say that.
Sorry, la mamba negra, blah, 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 blah. So thank you very much. And well, Hortensia, invite your friends. I know that you're a lover of dancing salsa. So we're going to have a lot of surprises for that show. It's time to go with our first guest that what we'll have here. Pamela Batalla, also she's saying, hello, Pamela. Could be a group dancing salsa or only couples. I think so all the bases there are there, and I don't think so we have restriction about it. So let me just, if Liliana just can answer that question to Pamela, please, Lily, that you are here, I know in the chat. So, well, anyway, it's like we would just clarify that part, but I don't think so we have a restriction. Also, we're going to have a jury that, well, they will choose the best video, or well, the best dancing, the best choreography, but that is another prize that we'll have. So remember, upload your videos and, well, not upload, send us your videos and choose your favorite song of La Mamba Negra. And well, it's time to go with our first guest. That well, she is Paola Melli, and she's from a South Social Film Festival. That is an event that is going to be in next month. Well, now that the lockdown is lifting a little bit, so we have an interview. We have to pre-record this interview because, well, she has another duty today. But she's going to explain us about what is this show, well, what is this event, and of course we are promoting, and we are going to remember. Pay attention because we're going to have prizes for the audience. So over here, Roger.
qué pasó? ¿Y qué pasó?
So thank you very much, everyone. And as I told you at the beginning, well, we are flattered that we have Paola Melli with us. She's the director of the South Social Film Festival, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about it. So I would like to say, first of all, welcome to Paola. How are you, Paola?
Hi, all good, thank you. All
Well,
good.
it's a pleasure being here, and also because, well, it's less, as we were talking before, it's more about all these measures about the lockdown they are lifting now, and I think so. This event that you are coming to invite us is a good opportunity that, well, people they can start enjoying, going outside, doing different kind of activities, and also related, well, for us with Latin America. And I think so. Well, my first question is going to be more related about who is Paola Melli, because you are not Latina. Well, okay, well, Latino from Latin America, I mean. So tell us, who is Paola Melli?
Well, I'm just I was born in Italy, so I'm Italian, and I started as a film journalist, and I was always interested in international cinema. And a lot about Latin America. So, I just grew up with, Latin American cinema. And as you know, in Latin America, there's so many Italians, especially in Argentina. It seems like, they're all concentrated in specific regions. And so, that's one of the facts, I just follow, especially independent cinema. So I'm not very much into all the blockbuster thing, but, definitely something more independent, something that people can relate to, stories that, you can really, to go back to the roots of, of a country, of people. And so little by little, I just built up my own festival in London. And so basically about 6 years ago, created South Social Film Festival. And this is my third Latin American event. I've got incredible good relationship with both the community, so the Latin American community. I know, lots of people from different countries, but also with the embassies. I worked with the Argentinian embassy, for a few years, the Chilean one, the Mexican, the Colombian. So it's like, it's both on the institution side, but also on the community side. I'm just, very much, I try to follow and to listen and to understand what, people really want. And so that's why we're going back with this big Latin American event, which is really, really something that I care about, because first of all, I did a marathon of online cineclub, and I think people are a bit tired now of being online all the time. Mm-hmm. And so they're really looking forward to going back to seeing people, reacting to, what's going on. And, my festival is so much about music, dance, it's family oriented, and also, we try to support filmmakers. So, any kind of Latin American filmmakers, or anyway, filmmakers that talk about Latino culture, they're going to be supported and presented and showcased during our festival.
But just going back a little bit about that, you were saying that, well, you were a journalist, and of course you get involved with all these films and Latin America. What is the highlight about Latin America? Why did you feel like engaged with the culture? How it happened?
Well, as I said, I mean, because I think we got lots of things in common. I mean, Italians are very, it's a Latino culture there, completely. And we understand each other. There is a rhythm. There is a way of saying, there is a way of just relating to each other. We're very personable. We like to go out in groups. We like to see lots of friends at the same time. It's that's something that is so important for us, you know. And I try to do the same here, you know. I try to bring a little bit of this Latino feeling also in London, you know, which, you know, I know there's a very strong community, but sometimes we're a bit overwhelmed by, you know, all the other factors that are not Latino. So yeah, it's definitely, I feel it's something very close to my heart, very close to my heart.
And let's talk about this film festival, the South Social Film Festival. Tell us about like how it started, and what it's like. You mentioned a little bit of that before.
Well, basically, it's all about diversity. So the festival, you know, talk about inclusivity. You know, it's a showcase for filmmakers. Well, when I first came to London, I realized that there's so many different cultures here. There's so many different communities, and you know, and people of different backgrounds. And I was really fascinated. I mean, I traveled a lot during my life, and you know, and also for work. But London is very special, especially now. I think it's a place that it's a magnet for people. You know, everybody come here, and if they're lucky, you know, they found their own place, they found their, you know, their own thing, and they continue. So it's a very in a way, you know, they really give lots of opportunities. So, so when I saw that, you know, I started working for the Free Film Festival 7 years ago, and yeah, and I had like a small documentary about food in Italy, and the food was based in Puglia, and in Puglia there's a very specific sound that it's a lot, you know, it's a very special to Puglia. And so what I did, you know, I found a band that was playing that specific sound, and I brought it together. So I said, this works well in London. You know, it's like, you know, if you have a film, independent film dealing with something special, and you put the music with it and the dance, because we're also dancers. It's called La Taranta, the music, by the way. You know, people were so excited, you know, everybody was starting dancing and cheering, and they were so happy. So I said, maybe this is a good way to put together and to make people understand our own culture, you know, either Italian, Latino, or from, you know, all over the world.
Well, and actually, yes, as you were saying, it's like it has been a journey that, well, it's like that you have been doing these events, and also you said, well, it has been 6 years, if I'm not wrong, that you said, or well,
Yes.
6 times you have done it. And of course, well, last year it was crazy for everyone, yeah, as you said. So, well, it's like, and we know that, well, it was completely different. But it's like you said that the 3 last events, they were related to Latin America. So when we're saying related to Latin America, what are the themes or why they are engaged with Latin America?
Well, the first one was in 2018, and was at Elephant Park, and it was dedicated to 2 countries in particular. So we picked up, you know, films from Argentina and from Colombia, and again we offered everything related to the culture. Well, I think that I really wanted to give back something to the Latino community in London, and Elephant Park, yeah, Elephant Castle. It's a perfect place because there are lots of Latino community there, and I know that it went through hell because of, you know, the situation, the gentrification, and because they've been moved out and so on and so forth. So, you know, I try and with, you know, and with my events, you know, to just make them feel at home again, you know, to you know, that they could actually use the park, they could actually feel, you know, that there was a place for them, and they could enjoy themselves and you know, just be out and watch the movies and listen to music, etc. and so on and so forth. Yeah. So that was in 2018, and then in 2019 I did Chile, and there was a big event. It was a free event. And we had like a huge amount of people. I mean, especially for the size of the park, between 300, 400 people. And yeah, that was massive, really. And yeah, people, again, you know, it was like an act of love. You know, they all came, and, you know, they all just wanted to just be there and be part of it. And I think they understood that, again, you know, it's a way of, you know, showing inclusion and showing how diverse you can be, but you can also be, you know, understood and, you know, be part of the city.
Yeah. That's really important, I feel, especially, as we're coming out of lockdown as well. So you mentioned some of the activities before, like dancing. What are some others that people enjoy that we might not have talked enough
Oh yeah,
about?
well, we had also like family activities. So we asked, for example, people to come early around like 5 p.m. And they're going to be like volunteers, because we work a lot with volunteers, and some of them are coming from, all the Latino countries. And so, they've got face painting, they got games, everything that can entertain kids. And so again, they feel part of the environment as well. And then afterwards, we usually have like a dance workshop. So they learn steps with the family. So you can see maybe a family couple with 2 kids, they start, dancing and doing a little thing. And it's just so rewarding for me, to see that people participate, they really join in and they really enjoy themselves.
Yeah, so you have
Sorry,
people,
go on.
Sorry?
Go on, sorry.
Okay, so you have family, so it's not just like adults, but your guests range from like what are some of the age ranges for the guests?
Well, I would
They
say
all
that,
come from Latin America.
Yeah, I would say that the first part of the evening, let's say from 5 until 9, more or less, it's really open to everybody, because we're going to have live music, because we're going to have food stalls, drink stalls, so people really can do exactly how they like. It's totally, it's for everybody. Maybe the actual screenings from 9 on, it's a bit more for the grown-up thing, because as I said, they're independent films. They talk about certain issues. They might be also very happy films, but we know that reality is not very happy all the time. So we show what it is actually happening in Latin America right now. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes total sense.
And in that way, it's like, well, you were talking about the previous festivals that they were like about Colombia, about Chile, well, Colombia, Chile, and Argentina. But it's like we're moving forward and we're saying like, well, this year, what is the main theme that you're going to touch?
Yeah, this year it's fantastic, because we're working. We're going to have a special evening dedicated to Mexico, which is going to be the 24th of July. So it's a Saturday. Well, for many reasons, we dedicate the evening to Mexico. First of all, because we are working in partnership with a very special Mexican festival that's called Fem Frontera. And it's a collective of women filmmakers that dedicate all their films to, gender issues, sex issues, all the issues that are happening right now. So LGBTQ, etc. And the beautiful films, we picked up a couple of them. We can't really show everything. And so that kind of, basically we pay tribute to women with this festival. We try as much as we can to present work from filmmakers, women filmmakers, not all of them, but yes, a very good range. Yes. Yeah. And so that night we have, we start with the music will be from Las Adelitas, so the women's mariachi band that I really love. I already had them once, and I know how, they're beautiful, totally. And Hortensia Celis, since that should be the dancer that will teach, the steps and dance Mexican folk music. Yeah, so basically the evening is pretty, kind of varied, and we got the dance, the music, all Mexican, and then also Laura Plancarte, the famous Mexican filmmaker, she'll be coming and present a trailer about her new film. So yeah, altogether, it's a big tribute to Mexico that night.
Well, that's really cool. And also it's like, hopefully we can have Laura coming soon to the show. And also because, well, I know her very well, and she got presented in different film festivals. And I'm pretty sure that this new one that she's going to release and what that she's going to show in the film festival is going to be like really nice. So, well, I think it's a good opportunity. And talking about Laura, it's like, I would like to just ask you, what about the other guests that you're going to have? Because I think so Laura is one of the guests, and also, as you were saying, there's going to be some dancing, there are going to be some music.
So, At 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. every night, we're going to have a special Q&A. So that night we start with Laura, and then we'll go on and we have Victor Fraga, who's Brazilian, a Brazilian filmmaker that presents a very interesting documentary about coup d'etat in Brazil. And then also an Argentinian filmmaker, Adelaide Monguillo. So that's for now. We got three filmmakers that are confirmed for the festival. We might add a fourth one, next. But yeah, this is so that's a specific showcase in which we sit down, present the filmmaker, they show either the whole film if it's a short one. I mean, they're all short, but or a trailer.
Okay. And I know it's coming up kind of soon, but can you just tell us what the dates and times of the events are this year?
Yeah, sure. It's basically in a month's time. So I'm getting, kind of all excited, just so we're very close. So it's in a month's time. It's the last weekend of July, the 24th and the 25th of July. We start around 5 p.m. and we'll go on until 10:30, 11. So it's a long evening full of activities. The place, it's Dulwich Park. So it's South London. It's very easy to get there. I mean, there are plenty of trains, buses, whatever. We don't have the tube in South London, okay? But we're forgiven. So yeah, we're also working with lots of partners in the area, local area, like the Friends of Dulwich Park. They're helping me out to sort out the venue. And also there's a Bell House, which is a charity that's helping, they're volunteers and they're doing all kind of other activities, and they're also partnering with us. So yeah, I think that at the end of the day, we'll be pretty much supported by lots of people.
Great.
That sounds pretty interesting, and also for a weekend that people they can enjoy this 24th and 25th of July. There's going to be a Dulwich Park from 5 p.m. to 10:30, and I would like to ask you that. Well, it's like not to ask you, but I think it's something that maybe we just need to highlight with the audience, that normally these movies, and you said these are movies that they are independent movies, that not everyone has the opportunity to watch them because they are not available on cinemas or Netflix, or they are only available on festivals. So I think it's like a good call to the audience to go there and to enjoy something that maybe you cannot watch like in a daily basis or very frequently.
Totally, Erica, you just said it, this is very different from what you see on the mainstream platforms. Actually, I would like to launch a very quick call. We still have 3 days on Film Free Ways to accept new shorts from, filmmakers in London that, deal with Latino themed, or they're Latin American filmmakers. So in case you're up there and you want to present your short, your idea, your whatever you have, a trailer, please send it to us. It's a filmfreeway.com, and you just look for South Social Film Festival and you find us.
So when is the last date for that?
The 22nd. So it's 2 days, basically.
Well, actually, it's like, because this one is going to be, because actually it's like we are presenting today, that is 22nd. So I know that, it's pre-recorded, but it's like we are going to present it at 22nd. So, it's like, actually, it's like all the people that they had the opportunity to submit that films, they are going to present it there. Well, there's going to be a judge, I think so, no? That they are going to choose.
Yeah, we have 4 judges that are pre-selecting all the material, and then we'll try to, of course, we received 330 different videos, short film, 330. Yeah, it's a lot. So it's a lot of work right now. We're pre-selecting everything, and then we'll create like 90 minutes each night. So a total of 3 hours of short films, and then every night the audience can vote for them. So it's an actual competition with an audience award. So that's
okay. That's good. And this is something that you do normally, or this is a new thing that you are
It's a
developing
new thing.
in the
I've only done
festival?
it once with the Black Culture Festival that I did 2 years ago. But I really like it because, you know, it kind of attract young filmmakers and young audience too. Because short film, it's definitely something very, you know, up and coming, and you know, so yeah, that's I really like that. So we might use it a bit more than in the future. Yes.
Wonderful. And I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have something, I know the answer to this, but our audience doesn't. Do you have something special for our Latin America show audience this evening?
Yes, I do. I do.
And what might that be?
Yes. Okay. So we want to give away 2 tickets for our show. The tickets are on sale for like £35, and so basically be, you know, a £70 gift that we're giving away. And yeah, well, this is up to you then, you know, to find I don't know if it's going to be somebody who's going to send a
We
comment.
normally do a quiz here, and it's
Yeah, we
at
do
the
a
end of the
quiz.
show, and they have to answer. And of course, the winner is going to get this.
Yeah, and Enrique writes incredibly tough questions, and then we pick whoever can get them correct.
I know that they are easy, but it's more like the audience, they can win and they have the opportunity
Sure.
and they can participate. But of course, it's like people that they are interested. And I think it's a really good opportunity to go to this festival, not only because you can learn about the Mexican culture and all these things that you have, is more because while the lockdown is lifting, you will have the opportunity to go to a family event. You have different activities there. And also you will enjoy this festival that is just really, really well done. Yeah.
Yes, and we might have Enrique actually coming to our festival. Is going to help me out a bit presenting.
Oh, okay, so I think so. You are compromising me right now. I normally used to do it with my guests, but not vice versa. But it's like,
well, you can be just a special guest, not doing anything.
okay, I will do my best the 24th, yes, to be there with you. Yeah, that could be amazing. Yeah. And also, well, you were saying, is it going to be these 2 tickets for the audience, but also I think so you have a discount.
Yes. So we want to offer to your crowd a special discount, you know, to help them come, because again, you know, the lockdown has been very long, and you know, so I know that many people, you know, don't have that disposable income. So the discount applies to the full ticket, which is 35, and with slash of £10, and so it becomes £25. Which is really a good bargain if you think that we offer. With this ticket comes the dance workshop, the live music, the screening, and of course all the rest, you know, the fact that they can buy food and drinks, and you know, the whole festival. Yeah,
of course.
And of course, well, where people they can buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the ticket, they can just go to our website, which is www.southsocialfilmfestival.co.uk. And then they can find the you know, the button where to buy tickets. And yeah, and I guess for the code, you're going to show the code for the discount. Yeah. Okay.
Well, actually, it's very friendly. I was just like checking the well in my mobile phone, and it was very easy to find all the information. And also, if you want to buy some tickets, just have to click there, and also just to put the details, and you will receive them. So I think it's quite easy. Is there something special that people they should do? Because I know that COVID restriction or something that they should consider.
Well, we're discussing now, because I'm working with SADC Council right now. I know they've just managed the Dulwich Park, and so you know, we're just kind of adjusting to all the new regulations, etc. I have to say that outdoors we're not. I mean, we're going to have less hand sanitizer, for example, and we might use track and trace, but we don't know by the time we get to July the rules are going to be. So we'll see. But you know, it's going to be socially distanced. We're going to have chairs, so people will be seated, unless of course they're dancing, but then again there'd be distance as well. You know, if they go to the food stalls, etc. So basically it is really, I mean, it's a COVID-free event. People don't have to worry about that. They're outside in a beautiful park. And yeah, we're going to take care of all the rest.
Well, I think so. It's like, as we said before, I think it's a good opportunity to start going out, like is enjoying being with more people. Of course, keeping the measures that it depends the government what's going to say for that time. However, like we can consider that it's always wear your mask, use hand sanitizer, and of course keep the social distance. That is something that we have to do. But we can take it with responsibility and also enjoying this event that I think so is like it's only once a year.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do. I mean, we're not once a year festival. We do like 3 or 4 different events a year. And actually, we used to do 5 or 6 because our events were very like one night, one country. But now we're changing a bit. So we're going to do like a weekend event. So more like Saturday and Sunday, because I feel that people need to a bit more, time, a bit more space. And so, yeah, with the Latin American event, we're, starting working on, longer kind of festival.
Well, but I think so that it's really good that, what you're saying, because it's like people, they can start considering in advance because, as we said, it's going to be like in 1 month. And, people, they have enough time to plan, to put it in their calendar, to buy the tickets, don't feel in rush. And also because I know that a lot of people, they are going out now. So it's a good opportunity to put just in your calendar that, this day is going to be the event. And you can go directly and enjoying all these films, enjoying the dancing, enjoying being with other people, and of course, feel engaged with the Latin American.
Yeah, and they shouldn't really be worried because we're not Glastonbury. I mean, we don't attract, 100,000 people. So, it's going to be more like a family scale and so completely, safe and secure and everything. So, I think that it's going to be nice for everyone. And I know there are not too many live events. So please take advantage, come to our festival, to enjoy yourself and just go back to normal life if we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that sounds perfect, Paola. And of course, we will keep our audience in order that they know when, just remind them that, we are going to have this event the 24th and 25th of July in Dulwich Park. That, is a good opportunity to know, or just to watch different kind of films, independent. And one question is like, what do you recommend to people to know more about Latin America? These Hollywood stories or these independent movies?
I think that for me, I mean, I've got the answer right away. It's independent. But you know why? Because Hollywood stories, they all look one like the other.
Yeah.
The problem with they're so predictable. Every time I watch, I'm still watching Hollywood movies. And, I'm always expecting them to be different, to tell me something that I don't know. And they always repeat the same thing. And it's just something that I just can't take it, So I just want to hear different voices. I want to hear, the real people talking. And so that's why I always go back to independent cinema.
And also, as we were saying in the Latin America show, all this year is we need to support our artists. And we have a lot of people that they are struggling nowadays. And these independent films, they are like, sometimes they don't have enough budget, but with your support, I mean, all the support of the audience, going there, all these directors, they can get better jobs and they can get like more films, produce more material. And as you were saying, Paola, they are different stories. They are telling us a different reality. They have different ends, different, they are like, I have been in some of these festivals and believe me that, it's like sometimes you finish the movie and you said, that was interesting. And it gives you something to think about it.
Yeah, it's definitely food for thought all the time. And I totally agree with you about the, performance and the artists, also musicians that have been left home for like a whole year. So I'm really happy that we can support them, Las Adelitas and also the other Argentinian band, Javier Fioramonti, that are coming. And, all the dancers that have been, left at home. I mean, they really need to go back to life. They need to earn money. They need to just be, again, able to support themselves and filmmakers as well, the same thing, we need to absolutely improve everything and just talk more about independent cinema than ever.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paola, for being tonight with us. And it's like for the audience, it's very easy to find it. South Social Film Festival, SSFF. And remember that, well, if you put the code SSFF, disc, like a disc, like a normal disc, you will get a discount. So, well, it's like, don't forget, this is going to be the 24th and 25th of July from 5 p.m. to 10:30, 11-ish, more or less. So it's going to be like a family event. So, Paola, it has been a pleasure and hope to see you soon, the 24th.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Enrique
Thank you
and
so
Whitney.
much.
Thank you so much.
You.
And then bye to everyone, and really wait for all this incredible Latino crowd to come to the festival.
Yay.
Of course, we will
That's
do.
The goal.
And
That's the
and
goal.
let's see you there. Thank you very much, Paola.
Bye now. Bye.
Well, she's Paola Melli, and well, remember this is going to happen in Dulwich Park, the 24th and 25th of July, and well, they are going to present different movies. The theme for this event in this occasion is going to be about Mexico. So, well, don't forget this event. Put it in your calendar: 24th, 25th July, Dulwich Park, and well, so it's time to go with our second guest. And well, if you want to know more about tequila, we have an expert. But Roger, tell us more about him.
Well, we've got tonight an expert, Oliver Pergl, 8 years in the hospitality and drinks sector. He is a tequila educator for Proximo Spirits here in the UK since 2016. And also he is a brand ambassador and educator specializing in agave spirits, hospitality and drinks. He teaches all around UK and he have a vast of experience showing the love for the agave spirits. Please welcome to Mr. Oliver Pergl.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, guys. Lovely to be here.
Hey, no, it's amazing. I know you're a very busy person. I know you've been in all the places in UK. You told me you was in Reading, and then you say, well, yeah, let's do it. Let's show a little bit of love of tequila with our guest. And I would like to start this interview. I know you're the main brand ambassador for Tequila Cuervo in Europe, but please tell us about a little bit of yourself so that people can know what is your background and how was your first contact with the tequila and with Latin America?
So thank you for the question, Roger. To begin with, I've always been working in the drinks industry. So I started as a bartender where I grew up in Essex at the age of 18 and really just fell in love with not just making drinks and making cocktails and getting familiar with everything behind the bar, but I really just loved that I got to meet so many interesting people in that process as well. And I ended up moving to London when I was 19, worked in a variety of bars and nightclubs, did a little stint in Dubai for a little bit. And that ethos, that mentality didn't really change anywhere I went. You know, I obviously learned more about cocktails and spirits, discovered my love for tequila as a whole, but it was really the people that got me falling in love with the industry of booze in general, I guess. And for the last 5 years, I've been working as the tequila educator for a company called Proximo, which is owned by the 11th generation of the Cuervo family, which is really amazing. I get to work for the oldest people in the business, and that really represents my passion for tequila as a category as a whole. And it all started, again, as most best things do in life, it all started with someone I met in the bar industry. You know, I'm a big believer of never burning your bridges. And a good friend of mine introduced me to someone else who still works at Proximo today. Actually, it's grown into a lovely family of people over here as well. So I'm here to stay, and yeah, the passion for tequila just keeps on growing. You know, I've fallen in love with Mexico and the Latin American community, even more so for welcoming into this ancient world of agave spirits. And it's there's always more to do. There's still more room to grow, more people to meet, and more tequila to drink, I guess.
Oh, actually, it's like they pay you for drinking. That's interesting.
I want that job.
Someone's got to do it
amazing.
7 days a week, you know. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. It's like,
That's it.
well, it's a tough job, definitely. Yeah.
It
And
definitely is. Yes.
you are always gathering, having a drink, and enjoying it. So it's challenging. It's very difficult. Yeah. But actually, well, it's like Oli. Well, it's like and just for the audience, it's like Oli is an expert with this matter. And also every time that, well, you have the opportunity, if you will have the opportunity, or if you have had the opportunity to be in these sessions that Oli normally presents, and he's just leading, it's a very chill conversation. So it's not something that you can feel like it's a really funny one. It's very interactive. It's like just gathering, but also it provides you a lot of knowledge about that. And just talking about knowledge, I would like to know, what is the UK position in the if we're talking about tequila, and what is popular? Tell us a little bit what is happening in the complete environment here in the UK.
I think again, another really good question, Enrique. The status and the position that tequila in right now it's constantly evolving. You know, working in the booze industry for around a decade now, I've been able to clearly see the perception of how tequila has been appreciated grow over those years. You know, back in the day, it was simply the end of the night, the last resort. Let's have a shot of tequila with lime and salt, and that was pretty much the extent that the majority of people, at least in the bars that I was working at, that was the extent of how people enjoyed tequila. Whereas through my job, through working at other bars, through talking to other people in the tequila industry and the world of bars as a whole, it's been very clear that that perception is changing in a really positive light. You know, people are seeing tequila than more than just that shot, than more than just those days that we've all seen. And we've all enjoyed a shot of tequila in the past as well, of course. But now people are experimenting with tequila as a white spirit in general. You know, they're using it as a mixer with tonic. They're using it as a replacer for gin or vodka in certain cocktails. People are starting to understand the relationship between 100% agave and why you may choose that over a standard tequila, for instance. Which tequila is better for different occasions, which tequilas are better for different drinks. And right now, I believe, at least in the UK and London, tequila and rum are the big hot topics. You know, I personally just work for the tequila side of the business. We also have Kraken, which is one of the leading spice rums over here and around the world. But tequila is, for me, I'm a little bit biased towards it. And there's so many more Mexican bars and restaurants and tequilerias opening around the country. It's a perfect time to get excited about a category that's been analyzed and seen as the wrong thing for so long. You know, I almost see it as the golden days of tequila. People are willing to explore. They're willing to be a bit more adventurous than they used to be. And tequila is seeing that success along with that growth and popularity. Yeah.
And just like trying to make a little deep dive about that part, it's like, have you seen or have you noticed that, well, people, they start asking for particular brands nowadays, like they are like choosing, or they still like a little bit lost about which one, as you were saying, they continue. Of course, the majority, maybe they're asking for the one that in the pub they give you for shots, but it's like on the other side, it's like, have you start noticing that people, they are asking for particular kind of tequila or particular brands?
I would say it's definitely increased to say 5 or 10 years ago, but what I would say is increased even more is just people are more willing to ask about it and talk about it, more so if they're unaware of what to ask for. You know, you can go to bars like Cafe Pacifica in Covent Garden and sit at the bar with no prior knowledge about tequila, and you can ask the bartenders about whatever, you know, about whatever takes your fancy, about tequila or mezcal or another agave spirit. And that's the thing I'm really interested in. There's just more people not necessarily coming into bars confident with this knowledge. I haven't yet been able to talk and host tasting sessions to everyone yet in the UK, but at least you're finding more people willing to ask about what else they can do with tequila. You know, the margarita has just been voted recently the world's most popular cocktail. So being around for about 100 years or so, that's still number one. That's still taking the popular spot. But drinks like the tequila and tonic, a Paloma, of course, drinks like this are starting to be ordered more and more and more. And that tells me people are more willing to take that step and be like, you know what, I'm going to try tequila in a slightly different way this evening. And that's what I'm seeing more of. Yeah, maybe not so much people going in, I know this, I know that. They're just coming in saying, how can I drink this? What's the difference between that? And that's really exciting stuff.
So interestingly enough, this kind of corresponds to, of course, your job as a brand ambassador. So I want to ask you a little bit about that. Like, when did you decide to become a brand ambassador to Tequila? And like, how did you, like, what did you do to prepare for this kind of job that I think we're all jealous and we all want right now, looking at all those pictures?
As a lot of friends that are a little bit envious, I would lie if I said that's not the truth. But I got into this job at the beginning initially because I'd spent about 5 or 6 years in the drinks industry, and I just missed out on far too many good things. You know, I got to a point where I was getting home after work around 5 or 6 in the mornings, and I was really missing out on just a bit more life. You know, I wanted to be out there a bit more in the day, and I really had a passion for education even before working in bars, really. But I didn't necessarily want to take the step into the world of schools or colleges or universities. I wanted to somehow combine education with the industry, the drinks industry as a whole. And Tequila Educator, as the business card says, it's a role that I inevitably found and was really fortunate for doing so. You know, it was through the people I met, it was through the passion I had for tequila. And the first 6 months of the job, it was a little daunting because I work for the oldest family producer in the category, but also because there was so much to know. I have a passion for history in itself. And very quickly, I realized that tequila didn't just appear out of nowhere in the 1700s. There's around 2,000 years or so of ancient Mexico history behind that. So I spent 6 months diving into that, finding out about the story of the Aztecs, the evolution of agave going from pulque into mezcal, and then you can talk about the Spanish, the arrival of the Spanish in those couple of 100 years, and then the struggle that tequila was born out of. And I also just developed my knowledge further, specifically focusing on tequila, but more so ways in which people could enjoy it. You know, being a bartender was firsthand experience of people always ordering shots, and I wanted them to see what else you could do with tequila. So in those 6 months, I was developing drinks. I was creating my own little seminars. How would I talk about tequila? How could I get people excited? And then, yeah, by about the 6th or 7th month stage, I started hosting tastings around the UK, not just in London. And we have 6 brands, over 25 recipes. So there was always a tequila that I think people could fall in love with. And it's always interesting trying to find out which one suits that person, or for yourself, for instance. You know, there's always a tequila for you, I believe.
Well, let me tell you, you must be really good. You're killing it, because right now I want to go to one of your tastings and I want to learn about it. And I think my friends here too. So I'm totally convinced that you are the right person for that job, for sure. Because I want a little tequila right now.
Thank you very much. I am actually having, I will be honest, I am having a tiny little bit of 1800 silver tequila just with me on this interview as well. Tequila's the perfect little, you can use it for any occasion, really, I believe. But I'm sure we'll get some tasting soon. You know, things are going in the right direction over here. So hopefully we'll get some tasting soon. We'll post some dates for some more sessions, and the more people we can talk to and share tequila with, the better, I guess.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something, Whitney. I know a lot of ambassadors, but Oliver is never tired. He's always that spark. He always is happy to teach and happy to talk about the agaves, which he is being from the United Kingdom and embrace the tequila from Mexico. And the way he speaks is you fall in love with him. And
you're making me blush, Roger.
Oh, and in that context, tell us a little bit about your travels in Mexico and the learning curve about the process of how tequila is made very quickly. I know we don't have time, but very quickly.
No worries at all. I think the longest tasting I hosted was around 6 hours, so I'm going to try and condense that into a couple of minutes. But I've been very, very, very lucky, and a lot of my friends again are very angry about this, but I've been very lucky to go to Mexico 7 times in the last 5 years now with work. I'm
actually envy now about the number of times
the second one
times in the last year,
and the second one
than me. So it's like,
Again, someone's
Yeah.
got to do it, Enrique. Someone's got to go there, you know. But I've had the good pleasure.
Listen, we need to change of jobs. He drinks every day for his job, and he works to Mexico.
As I was saying, I'm very lucky to go there 7 times. Always hosting bartenders, customers, and friends. And I've probably brought over around 40 or 50 people to Mexico at this point now, and it's so amazing to see the smile and the energy on their face, because it's the same look I had on my face, not just on my first visit, but every single time I go back. The trips are always very short but sweet. They're always around 5, 6, 7 days. And we try and cram in as much as possible. And in the past, we visited the Mayan ruins at Tulum, which is an amazing piece of vivid Mexican history. You can go discover the cenotes, the underground caverns, have a couple of cocktails on the beach afterwards. But my real passion is for Jalisco, where you find the town of Tequila. Guadalajara is an amazing, beautiful, vibrant city. Just a perfect combination of old taverns, San Juan de Dios, that beautiful inside food market, the wrestling, the contemporary art, the restaurants, and then actually discovering the town of Tequila is like no other place in the world at all. It's around 60 kilometers. It's a few hours drive from Guadalajara. And when you actually see the sign "Bienvenidos a Tequila," you know, that's the very moment you know this place actually exists, and that's the real joy and magic, I think. The process of tequila, when we're hosting these trips, we really like to go from the journey from field to bottle. So on the first day in Tequila, we usually travel on the Cuervo Express, which is the family-run train that goes from Guadalajara through the fields into the town. It's the best train journey you'll ever go on. And once we arrive, we have lunch. We go into the volcanic fields of Tequila Valley. The family estate lies right in the shadow of Tequila volcano. So it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. It's truly spectacular. And we'll start with a demonstration by the Jimador. Our head farmer is a lovely man called Don Ismael. And we'll start with a little harvesting experience, learning all the different parts of the process of the Jima, learning about the anatomy of the agave, how it grows, how it reproduces, how us as a business and a family look after that plant. And then we walk around the fields just to get an idea of the scope and the grandiose size of the valley itself. We have about 80 million plants in our fields, I think. So it's literally as far as the eye can see. After this, we'll take them into the distillery. So our distillery in Tequila is called La Rojina. I believe it's the oldest active distillery in Mexico, if not Latin America. And we'll see the process of cooking, crushing, extraction, and then the magic takes over with fermentation, distillation. We go into the private family cellar. We try tequila straight from the barrel. We get people to bottle and blend their own recipes of tequila. And then we finish off the evening in La Capilla, which is without a doubt the best bar in Tequila. So next time you guys go there, anyone watching, check out a bar called La Capilla, and that is just the best way to finish off your trip.
Wow. Could you ask that the same thing to a Mexican? I think you know more than any common Mexican. So I love your passion, man.
Thank you. It's a beautiful city.
It's not.
What was that, Enrique?
No, go ahead.
I was just saying it's a really beautiful place. You know, I haven't been able to go back until the end of 2019 was the last time I was there now, and I dreadfully miss Mexico. I miss my little family that I've got over there, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my family that I've got in Tequila. I just miss the warmth of the people. You know, again, I've had the good fortune of traveling a lot over the world in the past few years, but Mexico, even without the tequila, completely stole my heart, you know. So I very much look forward to going back there and just take about a month or two off work, turn off the phone and completely engross myself in some more Mexican culture. You know, that's what I need to do next.
Well, you can watch also the Latin America show and you will learn about the Latin American culture in Mexico, of course.
Right. It's a perfect stepping stone to the rest of Latin America as well. That's why I need a month or two, you know.
For sure. I have a quick question about the agave plant. How long does it take to grow to be ready for the process?
So this is always a really interesting thing about tequila, and this is where you can start to talk about the flavor of tequila. Predominantly, the aromas, the tastes are coming directly from this incredibly unique raw material called the agave, as you rightly said there, Whitney. And it's this particular plant, sometimes people call it a cactus. It belongs to a group of plants called succulents. They're very hardy, strong plants. They like to grow in really hot, humid parts of the world. In particular, there's one variety we use for tequila, which is called the blue agave. It's native to Tequila Valley. It's incredibly soft and sweet and vegetal in flavors, which is why tequila is so approachable, say, as opposed to certain varieties of mezcal, which can be a bit too intense. And for us, I believe the flavor development develops in the growth of this plant, as opposed to barrel-aged spirits like whiskey or rum. And to allow that flavor to mature, you have to wait around 6 to 8 years. The higher up you go in terms of the altitude, say if you're growing agaves on a hillside, you'll have to wait a little bit longer. It's a little bit tougher up there. But the majority of our tequilas and the agave are growing in the volcanic soil of the lowlands of Tequila Valley. And they tend to grow around 6 to 8 years. We harvest them. It's all done by hand. And then there's that unique process to make tequila from those really lovely plants. Yeah.
And basically, it's like, well, you were saying that, well, we were saying at the beginning, you work for Proximo. So it's like, and which brands they are Proximo? Because Proximo is like the company, but it's like just that people start knowing about the name of the brands.
So Proximo is essentially it's the company to look after the brands outside of Mexico. The brands that we're focusing on are Jose Cuervo. So Jose Cuervo, you've got the world's #1 tequila with Especial, which is great for your frozen margaritas, your quick, simple, long serves with lemonade, with tonic. You also have the Tradicional, which is the 100% agave version. You have the Reserva de la Familia, which really is the creme de la creme in the Cuervo family empire, in that range anyway. You also have Maestro Dobel. Maestro, I've disappeared. Maestro Dobel is the creation of the 11th descendant of Jose Cuervo himself. So Maestro Dobel is the newest, if you can call it the youngest or newest range. That's a particularly interesting range. We have a smoky one and we have a charcoal filtered one. It's on the screen, that's the Dobel range. We also have 1800, 1800, which we've had since 1975, I believe. This is the world's most awarded tequila. Really beautiful for people that want to step outside of the world of margaritas. This is great for a replacement of gin, so Negronis, martinis, brambles, with tonic, for instance. And then we also have Gran Centenario, big firm favorite down in Mexico. It celebrates Mexico's independence from Spain, so big and popular down in Mexico. We also have Agavero, which is a really interesting agave based liqueur. It's almost like a tequila version of Grand Marnier almost. It's really, really interesting and quite complex, really different. And then we also, to finish it off, we have Mezcal Creyente. So we don't produce it, but we approached 2 different mezcaleros from Oaxaca a couple of years ago. And we blended both of their styles to create Creyente, which is a 50-50 steam and smoked produced Espadin mezcal. That's 40% ABV. So it's a nice little introductory mezcal for people that want to step in that world. And altogether, there's about 25, 26 recipes. So it keeps me very busy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, well, of course, you were showing us these different kind of brands, etc. So it's like, sometimes people, they believe that, well, if you are drinking tequila, you have to pair it with Mexican food. So I think that is part of a misconception, but you as an educator, please tell us.
So I think food pairings is one of the ultimate ways to get people excited about tequila, outside of just showcasing a new cocktail or sharing with them how good it can be with tonic. You know, gastronomy and tequila are 2 worlds that are meant to be together. And over the last few years, we've hosted several dinner parties to journalists, other members of the media, bartenders, people outside of the world of drinks, just to showcase how far you can push food and tequila. And as you rightly said, Enrique, so many people pigeonhole tequila into, okay, you've got to have quesadillas, tacos, burritos, all these wonderful and colorful dishes, but people never really step over that mark. They never see what else you can pair it with. And we really wanted to challenge that at Proximo. So in the past, we hosted, I think it was a 6 or 7 course pairing dinner at Nobu. So we were combining Pan-Asian cuisine. We were doing, we had a smoked tequila called Chimito, which is in the Maestro Dobel range, and we were pairing that with salmon, sashimi, and jalapenos, for instance. So we were combining those 2 different worlds. And it's, for me, a food pairing isn't necessarily about the food or where you get those recipes from. It doesn't matter if it's Pan-Asian or Mexican or English or French or Spanish. It's about the journey you want to take people on. And that's why I get you to think about the tequila as opposed to the food. So when you look at tequilas, you start with the blanco, the silver, the youngest and cleanest expression, because it's the closest to blue agave that you can find in drinkable form. That's your really young and fresh version of tequila. So that's the silver there on the screen. And I would pair that with your starter, with the beginning of your dinner, maybe a light lunch. Think about seafood, think about ceviche, sushi, different types of cheeses, different types of hams from Italy, for instance. You know, think about foods that you would have at the beginning of that journey. And then think about the end of that experience. Think about your dessert, your digestive. That's where you can start looking at añejos. Start pairing an añejo with dark chocolate or some rich caramel dessert, something with coffee. If you like cigars, it's the perfect way to pair with that, you know. Think about the journey you want to take your friends and family on, and that will give you a greater idea of what to pair with what. But I usually start with the blancos, work my way up the reposades, and finish with the real special warming delights of the añejo or the extra añejos.
Wow, that's just a wonderful range, because basically you're inviting everyone for a very big range of cuisine with the tequila, and that's an honor, no? Because being from Mexico and be paired with all this chocolate and all these foods is amazing. And the work you do, that's why we invite you, because I think you're the best to telling us that. And not only that, I can see the comments that they are astonished and they're lovely and they love you. They already love you. They have some comments around there. He is the best. I want to have a tequila masterclass with him. He shows so much passion. That's why we want you to hear, so that people can feel the love you have for the tequila.
Thank you very much, Roger. I challenge everyone watching this stream right now to go out, and if you can find a certain cuisine that doesn't pair with tequila, I will quit my job tomorrow.
Well,
as you said, it's like
I grab your job.
It's like at any time, and it doesn't matter which kind of cuisine. And actually, something that Mexicans we used to do is like normally when you go, it's like for a starter, just like, okay, which one you are going to ask? You normally ask the tequila. And also we have like, of course, as a chaser, we use a beer normally as well. We have like tequila and beer when we are like in a grill, just like in a barbecue or something like that. Also, this one that it's like tradicional, that is very typical, that we put it in the freezer and it's very cold. So it's like, we have different ways that to try it. And it's really good that, well, Ollie, you are like teaching us with another eyes that, well, it's not like a native Latin American coming here, a Mexican saying how passion, or with all this passion, we can actually see all the passion that you have for your work, for the tequila, for the culture, for Mexico. So actually, we appreciate a lot that kind of love that you have about this. And I know that, well, as we said previously, we had this conversation and we were talking that, well, now you don't have like particular events where you're going to have these tastings or education or sessions, but it's like, I think so you are going to let us know once you will have one, in order that we can invite the audience and they can attend and they can learn more about tequila.
Yes, there's a couple of food and drink festivals that we're currently just waiting to hear back on some dates. As soon as we've confirmed those, there's at least 2 or 3 food and drink festivals. It's all the same festival, but they have around 10 dates. So we're just currently in the final stages of approving everything like that. As soon as that's done, I will share the dates with you guys to tell everyone that's watching now. It would be great to have you guys there. And I'm pretty much going to be there all day, all the days at these festivals, hosting mini masterclasses, who wants to hear them. We don't ever charge for masterclasses. At the end of the day, it's free tequila, but you do have to listen to me. That's the only thing.
Well, but actually, I think so that, well,
I can go a few days.
Only if you accept, it's not a challenge, because it's not a challenge, but if you accept, what if we make the Latin America show testing and you can educate us?
I would be more than happy to. At the end of the day, the more people I get falling in love with tequila, or being even just 1% passionate about it than I am, then for me, that's a big success. So I'd be more than happy and glad to host another tasting for you guys. I'm sure we can create something really, really quite awesome. And to be honest, you know, the way things are going, it seems that we are starting to be allowed to do some really cool things in person now. If it's another virtual thing, then of course we can do that anywhere and easily. But in the future,
also
let's get another
we can
tasting.
we can do an hybrid as well. We can have some attendance with social distancing, and then we send them to on a live stream.
It's just going to be us four drinking tequila on a live stream, isn't it? I know.
It's fun for the fans as it's going to be for us. Like, I don't know.
But I'm sure that I'm going to talk to Roger after today, and I'm sure we can create a bespoke little tasting masterclass, maybe for 3 to 4 people or something, and see if we can make a little competition out of it, guys. If people are interested, then I would love to create something bespoke for some of your viewers if you'd like.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, and we can organize it. And well, it's like now that everybody's the lockdown is lifting a little bit more, so we can organize something with you, and we can prepare like for the audience that they can come and they can taste, and you can have this conversation that it's going to be like really, really nice. And well, I would like to appreciate and to say thank you, Oliver, for being here with us tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you
Listen,
so much.
Thank you.
In the comments, Oli, in the comments, they say already, sounds like a plan, Oli. It's like, yes, I mean.
We've got the green light already. Let's go. I love it, eh? I love it. The only
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Honestly, it's such a pleasure, guys. It's the more people we get to talk to and sharing the love, not just for tequila, but for Mexico as well. You know, it is a truly magical place, you know, and the spirit really embodies it perfectly. The only final thing I would say is, you know, there's no wrong way to enjoy tequila, but there is always that better way. So I hope you will find it very soon.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Oli. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Oliver.
Bye.
So now you learn more about tequila. We're going to organize this session with Oli, and in order that you can know more about it. Actually, he's very passionate, and believing that every time that we have the opportunity to talk with him is just really, really cool, and it's really good time. We are running. The time is running, and I think so. We have just 2 things to do. We have Whitney section, and we have the quiz. 3 things. We have music, Whitney, and the quiz.
Yes.
So I think the first we go with Whitney, later on the quiz, the music, and we come back.
Okay.
That's good. And I would like to ask, what is the latest comment that we have here? Linda, give me a letter between 1 to 5. Sorry, a number between 1 to 5, and a letter between any letter from the alphabet. Please, if you can just put it there in the comment section. Let's go with Whitney.
Okay. So before I ask you guys actually to put your microphones on mute. No, before actually. So, all right. I know you all love the slang section, and I will get to it again next episode, I promise. But I decided to try something a little different this time because I was thinking about it, and a good part of slang is words and expressions that differ from country to country, right? And I want to show you an example of typical words that differ. So for example, like if I teach a word such as like the room, okay, it could be una habitación, a room, un dormitorio. There are different ways to say in different countries. So I'm going to pick a word that has lots of different words in Spanish and varies from country to country. And it's so simple in English. And because I know with tequila, you don't use this word, but because we were thinking of drinks, I thought of the word straw in English. There's only one. We only say straw. That's it. So, and unfortunately, this is water, if anyone's thinking it isn't tequila, but I want to ask Enrique y Roger, how do you say straw in Spanish?
Popote.
Yep, I figured. Roger?
La pajita.
Pajita, right, because Right, because that comes from the word, straw as in like the material, and then pajita is the, Okay, so those are two possible words. I'm going to show you the rest right about now. Let me just find my background. There we go. 11. Yes. Words for drinking straw. And if you just Google image this, I'd put it in the comments, but they don't let you share comments really. You can see that, for example, you have, let me just look on my slide. So for example, you have pajita, okay, which is what Roger said. You have popote, which is what Mike said, and it says that popote is from Mexico, pajita, but it doesn't necessarily mean just those countries, but where you might hear it. Absorbente, you might hear that from Cuba. Bombilla, I've heard that used. And bombilla, weirdly enough, if you look at a lot of the reputable Spanish dictionaries, say that that's kind of one of the generic words you might hear in South America. You have calimete from the DR. You have canita from Peru, carrizo from Panama, pajilla, with double L, from Costa Rica, Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. This doesn't mean they're exclusive to those regions. I'm just talking about popularity. And obviously when people move and immigrate from country to country, then they hear different words, and that changes over time, of course. You have sorbeto from Puerto Rico, and sorbete, which is just the difference ends in E for Argentina, Ecuador, Peru, and O for Puerto Rico. And so again, just Google image, how to say straw in Spanish, and this image will come up. And you can see all of these words that we talked about. And the last one, numero ocho, pitillo, which is from Colombia, Venezuela. So that is my section tonight. And in the future, next episode, I don't know if Enrique, you want me to spoil it or not, but I will be returning back to some slang specific to one of the regions that we'll be presenting. But for now, look at this image, look at the differences. There's other words that have more than 10 words for the same, and I'm going to go over those in future segments as well. But it's just to show you how many different words there are from country to country. And of course, there could be more right now with you, what was it called, Spanglish and whatnot, but these are just some of the common ones. So it's just to give you an idea of how, even though Latin America all has most of the countries speak Spanish, it's just like how the cultures are different. A lot of the words can be different as well. That's it. I had a feeling we'd run over tonight.
Whoa.
Wow.
Was impressed. 11 different ways.
Good quiz question. Maybe.
Okay, let's go for the quiz question. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Linda, and thank you, Gabriela Aguilera. I don't know why you give me a number and a letter, but I appreciate it a lot also. So it's like, I know that, well, Linda is providing me 4F. It sounds like a seat, no? It sounds like a seat in an airplane, no? 4F. And Gabriela is giving me 7G. Okay, yeah, well. Anyway, so well, like, remember that we have 2 tickets for the South Social Film Festival. So here's the quiz. Remember, how do they have to put the answers with me?
Enrique wants an answer.
No. Stop saying correctly.
So for instance, A, comma, B, comma, C. Commas in between, one response. And even if you write it out once and then you got it wrong, you're like, oh, wait, it's this. Sorry. The first one is the only one we're going to consider. I'm strict.
Okay.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Anyway, so, well, let's go for the questions. Are you ready for the questions?
Are you ready?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lee. They are 3. They are going to be, as always, 3 questions. Remember, in the same comment, just put the 3 questions together. Yeah. And later on, press enter. So the first question is going to be, sorry, I forgot which one is the first question. I forgot it. I wrote down here, but it's not, okay.
You can understand he's writing.
Oh.
No, I have it here.
Welcome to my life.
It's like, when and this is two numbers. When is going to be the South Social Film Festival? Yeah, here we have 2 dates. Yeah. No, Roger, don't give them like that kind of information. Just skip it. Skip it. No, Roger, no. Okay. The first question is that one. The second question is, which country is going to be the main topic of the South Social Film Festival in this occasion? Yeah. For the 2021 event that is going to be, which country is the one that is going to be like the main theme that they are going to be around? Yeah, ready? Okay. And the third question is, in how many different, this is a number, also a number, how many different ways you can say destroy in Spanish?
I know.
According to Whitney's section, of course, it's like, don't send me like, oh, well, I Googled it and I found like, no, okay, according to Whitney's section, it's like which one? So remember, submit your answers and let's go to some music with Roger Lacon.
Yeah, well, of course, our friend Adrian Garcia and his latest video. You will enjoy it because I can't stop listening.
Soy un aventurero que siempre voy de aquí para allá. De puerto en puerto busco y no encuentro en dónde es mi lugar. Y ahora que te veo, ya todo tiene explicación. Si hice 1000 viajes fue para encontrarte, esa era la misión. Vamos, vamos lento, ahora es el momento. Yo no quiero solo una aventura, sin prisa que ese amor se dura. Vamos, vamos lento, vamos que no miento. Contigo solo quiero travesuras, que sea para siempre esta locura. Vamos lento, no perdamos el tiempo. Vamos lento, no perdamos el tiempo. Convertirme en el príncipe del cuento, siempre ser atento, llevarte hasta el cielo con un solo movimiento. Yo te pongo el casillo, de rodillas digo que haremos magia si te quedas conmigo. Quiero ser un caballero que no importe ni el dinero, que te llene de 1000 flores, darte noches de colores. Quiero ser todito lo que quieras, quiero ser. Vamos, vamos lento, ahora es el momento. Yo no quiero solo una aventura, sin prisa que este amor se dura. Vamos, vamos lento, vamos que no miento. Contigo solo quiero travesuras, que sea para siempre esta locura. Vamos lento, no perdamos el tiempo. Vamos lento, no perdamos el tiempo. Ay, mira que tus ojos me recuerdan el mar, el rojo de tus labios, tu cintura al bailar. Que beses despacito me enamora. Y cómo te sonrojas cuando te hago reír. Lo que entre las sábanas tú me haces sentir. Todo lo que me haces me enamora. Vamos lento, yo no quiero solo una aventura, yo quiero ser una aventura. Vamos, vamos lento, vamos que no miento. Contigo solo quiero travesuras, que sea para siempre esta locura. Tú y yo vamos lento, y no perdamos el tiempo. Vamos lento,
we have some answers here, and also it's like I have seen that well. Also, our friend Paola, she's just providing some hints there to all our friends. However, it's like well, we have here like the answers, and well, thank you for Pamela Rawlings for answering. Thank you to Elżbieta, to Gary, to Ana Imola, and here. So, well, thank you very much for all of you. And well, actually, Linda gave me 4F. I was expecting a name with F. However, none of these names they participate, well, that they were answering has an F in their name. So I will choose the number 4. That it was like the number that was she gave me. And well, the 4 answer that it was correct. It was Anas Kata. So congratulations to Anas. You are the winner of this couple of tickets to go to the South Social Tone Festival. This the 24th of July. Yeah.
¿Qué pasó?
So yes, and well, just to confirm that part is that well, our friend Paola, well, she's saying that well, the 24th is going to be dedicated to Mexico. The thing is going to be dedicated to Argentina. So that's it. So I think so. It's time to go. Just remember that. Well, do we have any other information, Roger? Of course,
No.
we will repost this information of the event further in order that well, it's like you do not forget. But actually, as you know, you can buy the tickets already. It's very easy. You can find like SSFF, and remember with the SSFF disc, you can receive a discount when you're buying your ticket. So tickets are available. So well, remember, it's like it's a good moment to go outside to have a family time, to learn about different films, and to support these independent films too. So I think so then it's time to go. So Whitney,
Thank you for joining us tonight. And I don't know, not too much to say. I hope after this, you're inspired to go to the festival, to buy some tequila, and if you have some at home, to sip on some good tequila, because I know that I now am very in the mood to try some. So I hope this has inspired you, and we'll see you next week.
Perfect, Whitney. So on the other side, Roger Alarcón.
Well, thank you very much for joining us and learn a little bit more of tequila. Thank you very much to Oliver. It was an amazing, I always enjoy the chats with him. He is just so passionate, and as a friend, he's a really good friend. And also, there was a question at the beginning, somewhere around there, that was asking about this event. Can you tell us, Enrique, if it's for everyone in groups?
Of course, for everyone is invited to the first great salsathon that we're going to have here in the Latin America show for all the salsa lovers. It could be singles, it could be couples, it could be groups. All the schools, they are invited. It doesn't matter if they are not dancing schools of salsa. If you have like a folklore group from Peruvian, from people here in the UK, Irish people, it doesn't matter which nationality you are. If you are in love of dancing, and if you have a school or if you're part of a school, invite your friends, everyone to participate. All the pages, you can find them in the Latin America Show Facebook page, and also in the different tracks that you can choose on YouTube. It's very easy. You just have to take one of the tracks that, well, they are in the Latin America Show YouTube page. Take one of them, just realize that, well, just perform a choreography, film it, send us the video until the 12th of July to salsathon2021@gmail.com, and we will release all these videos the 30th of July on Instagram, and people, they are going to vote. All the bases for this contest, they are like already there. So remember, invite your friends. Everybody is invited. It doesn't matter which nationalities. We're going to have prizes for people here in the UK, but also a couple of prizes for people that they are abroad. So Remember, participate, celebrate with us with the Latin America show, and also receiving the support from the Consulate and the Embassy of Colombia in the United Kingdom. So, well, I think so. That's it. What happened, Roger? Is everything? Yeah.
That's it.
That's
That's
Okay, we're just
it.
waiting. Okay. Okay, brilliant. So thank you very much, everyone. Remember, the Latin America show is every Tuesday, 8 p.m. London time. My name is Enrique Gelista. It's a pleasure. Have a good night and have a good week. See you next Tuesday.